Worrying too much about what others have to say will always make you hesitant in terms of conquering your dreams. Just think about anything that you told yourself that you wanted to do in your life. 9 times out of 10, if you were in a position where you didn't get the result that you wanted, or maybe you didn't necessarily take that leap of faith, it was because you were so fixated on what others had to say about you, or what others may think about the decisions that you're making in your life. But I'm here to tell you today that not only does no one care, 10 years from now, people won't even remember the decisions that you're choosing to make because it's not them. And that's really the problem with society, because I feel like a lot of the time we allow ourselves to be so consumed based on our past experiences, what others may believe, or how others may view us if we chose to make a certain decision. But just because you have a viewpoint on something doesn't make it wrong. And just because another person may or may not disagree does not make it valid. Learn to live life for you. Learn to do the things that genuinely make you happy and bring you peace, aside from what the world may have to say about you. Because truth be told, we already know whether you're doing good and you're thriving in life, or you're failing and life is hard, people are going to have something to say regardless. And this is something that's always held me back for the longest, even when it came to something like starting this YouTube channel, is just because we really do trick ourselves into believing that we're the main character. You are not the main character in nobody's life but yours, and you need to treat it as such. Even if somebody is focused or worried about your business, that is not something that should dictate your next move. That is not something that should stop you from going out and doing the things that could potentially change your life and the people's life around you. The happiest people that I've ever came across are those that just genuinely can care less. People that are not worried about what the next person has to say. People that are not worried about looking stupid or being embarrassed. You know why? Because they've came to terms with themselves and they understand the fact that they're just a human being, and it doesn't matter what one person says or the next. They are flawed just like everyone else, and with those flaws comes a person that's going to make mistakes. Just think about how much further you'd be in your life if you just chose to just focus strictly on you. If you didn't care about what the world had to say, if you didn't care about the potential failures that you may experience, or how anybody may look at you if you say that you're going to get a result and you actually don't. And I said this before in one of my other videos, but the difference between a winner and a loser is that a loser is somebody that experienced a form of failure and allowed themselves to be fully consumed by it. Winning is nothing more than a mindset. Winning is understanding that you are going to fail. You're going to be perceived a certain way. A lot of people may not agree with your beliefs or the decisions that you're going to make. But who cares? Who cares what the world has to say? Who cares how many people support you? But one thing that I know for sure is that those people will come back around when it's common to do so, when you really don't need them, when you can care less about who's supporting you or not, because you're so focused on where you're going that you're going to get there by any means necessary. Do not let other people's perspective and viewpoint on life stop you from going out and do the things that you want to do. This is exactly why I feel like it's very important that we be grounded within ourselves and be content with who we are, because when you are emotionally grounded, when you are spiritually grounded, almost nothing matters, nothing can break you. And in the world that we're living in today, you have to be this way, because there's so many different things going on that can tear you down at any moment. And if you allow yourself to be exposed for too long, then that's exactly what will happen. But you can train yourself to care less about what people have to say by simply putting yourself in positions that make you uncomfortable. I was somebody that had real bad social anxiety. I was somebody that didn't like going in public spaces or public places because I didn't like feeling like I was fully exposed. So you know what I did to overcome that feeling of being uncomfortable? I did exactly that. Everything that I felt like I was afraid of or that made me uncomfortable, I put myself in a position to go out and do those things, to allow myself to be out there. And then at that moment, you realize the problem's more of a mental thing than anything. Main character syndrome is something that's extremely common. And if you allow yourself to just be fully consumed by the thought of everybody being fixated on what you have going on, the longer you'll be being pulled away from the things that you actually should be doing in your life. Because truth be told, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you fail. Nobody cares if you succeed. Nobody cares if you get everything that you want out of your life. Why? Because everyone has their own problems and their own life that they're living. It may seem like for a very moment when the attention's on you that this is a different story, but I'm here to let you know that that is not the case. And as long as you allow others' opinions on you to hold you back, the longer you'll be unsuccessful. Opinions are never going to go anywhere. If you were to get $1,000,000 today and you were to donate half to charity, there's people that would still talk bad about you. There's people that would still have those negative opinions and feel like you did something wrong. Not everybody believes in giving to charity. Some people believe in building up your community, building houses for the homeless, whatever the case may be. So, the concept of right and wrong just totally depends on the person. Therefore, it should not matter what you choose to do with your life, because right and wrong, you're going strictly based off your logic and your beliefs and everything that you went through up until this point. Do right by yourself. Do right by what you believe in. And always stand firm on your principles and your morals, because this is something that's going to represent you. Even when everyone else is not there, when you look yourself in the mirror, this is something that you're going to have to stand for. And if you're allowing yourself to get mixed up with things that you don't want to be recognized as, then this will always just come back to haunt you. But really, just live your life. Live your life being shame-free. Live your life doing whatever it is that makes you happy. And one thing that really made this a lot easier for me, this concept of living your life, is just the fact that I know tomorrow is not promised. I know that each day that when we wake up, that this could potentially be our last day waking up. And that is more than enough of a reason for me to go out and do everything that I need today. Love my people today. Love my friends today. Cherish everybody that I have around me today. Just simply because I do not know if I'll ever get to do that again. We got to really stop taking life for granted. We really got to stop taking the opportunities that's presented to us and just things that can potentially change our lives for granted. So whenever you are put in a position where you want to go out and do something, but you're afraid of how the world may think of you, always just understand that the world can care less. Just really take the time to understand that when people go back home to their families, they're not thinking about what a random stranger went out and did in the middle of the street in New York. Nobody cares. Do not let your perception or your opinion on what others have to say about you hold you back. Keep striving and keep doing everything in your power to stand out and to be great, because at the end of the day, all you really do have is you. And if you allow yourself to just be so consumed by what everyone has to say, then it's going to be a very long, hard life. Do you, live for you, and experience life for yourself, because this is truly the only life that you get from as far as we know. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.